The Earth. A swirling blue sphere that speaks of life, abundance, and a delicate balance. Yet our planet, this cradle of life, is under threat. The very systems that sustain us are being pushed to their limits. The culprit is climate change, driven by the relentless increase of greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide. These gases trap heat, causing the planet to warm at an alarming rate. The consequences are already being felt around the world, from more frequent and intense heat waves and droughts to rising sea levels and extreme weather events. The burning of fossil fuels, the backbone of our modern industrial society, is the primary driver of these emissions. While these fuels powered unprecedented economic growth, they came at a hidden cost: the steady accumulation of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Amidst the stark warnings and urgent calls for action, a ray of hope emerges: carbon capture technology. Carbon dioxide, an invisible, odorless gas, is often mistakenly perceived as benign. After all, it is a natural part of our atmosphere, essential for plant life. However, like any substance, too much of a good thing can be harmful. The problem lies not in carbon dioxide's existence, but in its excess. For millennia, the Earth's natural systems maintained a delicate balance of carbon dioxide. Plants absorbed carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, releasing oxygen back into the atmosphere. Animals, in turn, inhaled oxygen and exhaled carbon dioxide. This natural cycle kept carbon dioxide levels relatively stable. The Industrial Revolution, however, disrupted this delicate equilibrium. The invention of the steam engine, powered by coal, marked a turning point in human history. It ushered in an era of unprecedented economic growth and technological advancement, but it also unleashed a torrent of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. As factories proliferated and cities swelled, the demand for energy skyrocketed. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas became the go-to energy source. These fuels, formed over millions of years from the remains of ancient organisms, contain vast stores of carbon. Burning them releases this carbon back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. The urgency of the climate crisis demands swift and decisive action. While reducing our reliance on fossil fuels is essential, it is only part of the solution. We also need to actively remove the excess carbon dioxide that is already in the atmosphere. This is where carbon capture technology comes in. Carbon capture is not a single technology, but a suite of innovative approaches designed to capture carbon dioxide from various sources and prevent it from entering the atmosphere. One approach, known as direct air capture, focuses on capturing carbon dioxide directly from the ambient air. This technology utilizes large fans to draw air through specialized filters that selectively trap carbon dioxide molecules. The captured carbon dioxide can then be either permanently stored or utilized for other purposes. Another approach, carbon capture and storage, targets carbon dioxide emissions from large point sources, such as power plants and industrial facilities. These technologies hold immense promise, offering a way to not only reduce our emissions, but also to actively remove the excess carbon dioxide already in the atmosphere. Carbon capture, at its core, mimics nature's own processes, but on a vastly accelerated scale. Just as plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air, carbon capture technologies employ various methods to trap and concentrate this greenhouse gas. Direct air capture systems, for instance, often rely on chemical sorbents, materials with a high affinity for carbon dioxide. These sorbents, often liquid or solid compounds, chemically bind to carbon dioxide molecules, effectively removing them from the airstream. Once the sorbent is saturated, it undergoes a regeneration process, releasing the captured carbon dioxide in a concentrated form. Carbon capture and storage systems, on the other hand, typically employ a different set of technologies, often tailored to the specific characteristics of the emission source. One common method is a mine scrubbing, where flue gas from power plants or industrial facilities is passed through a solution containing amines, chemical compounds that react with carbon dioxide. These amines selectively absorb carbon dioxide, separating it from the flue gas. Regardless of the specific method employed, the captured carbon dioxide is then compressed and transported to a suitable storage site. This storage aspect is crucial to ensure that the captured carbon dioxide does not leak back into the atmosphere. Direct air capture, or DAEC, stands out as a beacon of hope in the fight against climate change. Unlike traditional carbon capture methods, which target emissions at their source, DAC directly addresses the vast pool of carbon dioxide already polluting our atmosphere. Imagine massive air filters, akin to those used in buildings, but on a colossal scale, tirelessly scrubbing the air we breathe, removing the invisible threat of carbon dioxide. This is the essence of DAC. These systems, often resembling giant fans or honeycomb-like structures, draw in vast volumes of air, separating carbon dioxide from the other gases. The captured carbon dioxide, once isolated, can be permanently stored underground, preventing it from contributing to further warming. Alternatively, it can be utilized in various industrial processes, such as the production of synthetic fuels, construction materials, or even carbonated beverages. While DAC technology is still in its infancy, its potential is undeniable. It offers a scalable solution, capable of removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere at a rate that could make a tangible difference in the fight against climate change. While direct air capture tackles the existing carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, carbon capture and storage, or CCS, focuses on preventing further emissions from entering the equation. This approach targets large point sources of carbon dioxide, such as power plants and industrial facilities, capturing the greenhouse gas before it escapes into the atmosphere. CCS is a two-pronged approach, involving both the capture of carbon dioxide and its subsequent storage. The capture process typically takes place at the source of emissions, where carbon dioxide is separated from the flue gas stream. This can be achieved through various methods, including amine scrubbing, solid sorbent capture, or membrane separation. Once captured, the carbon dioxide is compressed into a dense, transportable form. It is then transported, typically via pipelines, to a suitable storage site. The most common storage option is deep saline aquifers, vast underground reservoirs of saltwater. CCS offers a viable solution for reducing emissions from industries that are difficult to decarbonize, such as cement production and steel manufacturing. The success of any carbon capture strategy hinges not only on capturing carbon dioxide, but also on ensuring its permanent removal from the atmosphere. Without secure and permanent storage, captured carbon dioxide could leak back into the atmosphere, rendering the entire process futile. The concept of permanent storage might seem daunting, conjuring images of vast underground caverns filled with compressed gas. However, nature itself provides us with a blueprint for safe and effective carbon dioxide storage. Over millions of years, natural processes have sequestered vast amounts of carbon dioxide in geological formations, preventing its release into the atmosphere. Deep saline aquifers, for instance, are naturally occurring underground reservoirs of saltwater, often spanning vast areas and depths. These aquifers, due to their immense size and geological properties, offer ideal conditions for carbon dioxide storage. Carbon dioxide, when injected into these formations, dissolves in the saltwater, effectively trapping it underground. Depleted oil and gas reservoirs, remnants of our fossil fuel dependence, also present viable storage options. The key to successful storage lies in rigorous site selection, ensuring the chosen formations possess the necessary geological properties to prevent carbon dioxide leakage. Carbon capture technology, while promising, cannot be a standalone solution. Its success hinges on a multifaceted approach that addresses the root causes of climate change and fosters a global transition to a low-carbon economy. This requires a concerted effort from governments, industries, and individuals alike. Governments play a pivotal role in creating an enabling environment for carbon capture technologies to thrive. This includes implementing policies that incentivize the development and deployment of these technologies, such as carbon pricing mechanisms, tax credits, and research funding. Moreover, governments must establish clear regulatory frameworks for carbon capture and storage, ensuring the safe and responsible operation of these projects. This includes stringent permitting processes, environmental impact assessments, and ongoing monitoring to detect and address any potential leaks. International collaboration is also crucial. Climate change is a global challenge that requires a coordinated response. Countries must work together to share knowledge, technologies, and best practices for carbon capture and storage. The path to a sustainable future is fraught with challenges, but it is a journey we must undertake for the sake of our planet and future generations. Carbon capture technology, while not a silver bullet, offers a powerful tool in our arsenal to combat climate change. As we stand at this critical juncture, we must embrace innovation, collaboration, and a shared sense of responsibility. The future of our planet depends on the choices we make today. Let us choose to invest in a cleaner, more sustainable future. A future where carbon capture technologies play a vital role in restoring balance to our planet. The time for action is now.